This right here, this reminds me of assembly. Assembly was the only part of school I ever liked. We all had some strange assemblies as kids, but I don't think anyone had one as weird as this. John Mulaney, Radio City. But this is different because you knew this was coming. You never knew assembly was coming as a kid. You just showed up at 8 a.m. and they were like, put down your stuff, go to the gym. And you were like, okay, I guess they're finally gonna kill us. This is a lot younger than I thought it would be, but we are pretty terrible people. And you got to the gym and everyone was sitting on the floor and you're like, what are we about to do? Graduate from Tuesday? And my principal would always come out to kick things off. She'd be like, hello, children, rather than continue to teach you how to read. We've cleared the entire day for this random guy. I used to smoke crack. As you 7- and 8-year-olds probably know, smoking drugs is the greatest feeling known to man. But I'm here to tell you, there's hope. I've been sober for 2 weeks. Well, weekdays. Weekends are for nunzio. I was once in an assembly listening to a man talk about smoking crack, and my social studies teacher yelled at me, and she was like, sit up straight, show some respect. Show some respect? The man smokes crack. Sit up straight, he's standing on a 45-degree angle, or as junkies call it, first position. That's right. There was always the assembly and then the second assembly to yell at you for how you behaved at the first assembly. And you'd all come in and they'd be like, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. And you're 8 years old, so you're like, oh, what's yesterday? We invite a woman here with homemade puppets to teach you about bullying through skits, and you laugh at this woman. We notice that you've been bullying everything constantly and making fun of everything. So we invite a woman with straight gray hair, a denim dress, a wrist cast, and homemade puppets that all have the same voice to teach you about bullying through skits, and you laugh at her? You ha ha ha, laugh it up. What was so funny about this woman, I want to know? What was so funny when she couldn't fit the trunk in the back of her neon Dodge so you all had to run to the window? Well, you all missed a valuable lesson on the dangers of cliques. What's a clique? It's when a group of people hang out together. You mean like having friends? No, because this group of people is mean to other people. Oh, so you mean like having friends? Stranger danger, the hottest ticket in town. Yeah, the Bruno Mars of assemblies. You gather together as a school and you are told never to talk to an adult you don't know. And you are told this by an adult that you don't know. We had the same stranger danger speaker every year when I was a kid. His name was Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. Go ahead, laugh. His name is ridiculous. His name was J.J. Bittenbinder. Bittenbinder did not match his job description. He looked like he should run a train powered on confetti. Bittenbinder wore 3-piece suits. He wore a pocket watch. 2 years in a row he wore a cowboy hat, and he had a handlebar mustache. None of that matters, but it's important to me that you know that. Bittenbinder was the strangest man I ever met in my entire life. Bittenbinder was a child homicide expert for the Chicago Police Department. And, oh, I'm sorry, did that make you uncomfortable? Well, you're adults, and he's not even here. So imagine being 7 years old, standing 5 feet away from him. He's still got blood on his shoes. And he's telling you for the very first time in your very young life that some adults find you incredibly attractive, and they might just have to kill you over it. Bittenbinder was a man so acquainted with misery, he could look at a child and guess the price of their coffin. Bittenbinder came with us to a program every year. This program was how to deal with the violent world awaiting us outside the school gym. He gave us tips on how to deal with crime, and I will share these tips with you today. Tip number 1, street smarts. Shut up, you're all gonna die, Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. Let's say a guy pulls a knife on you to mug you. You remember the scourge of muggings when you were in 2nd and 3rd grade. You know what a mugger thinks. Man, I need cash for drugs now. Maybe that 8-year-old with the Aladdin wallet filled only with blank laminated pages will help. Let's say a guy pulls a knife on you to mug you. What are you gonna do? You go fumbling for your wallet, and you go fumbling for your wallet. Well, in that split second, that's when he's gonna stab you. So here's what you kids need to do. You kids need to go get yourselves a silver money clip. You can get this at any haberdashery. You need to put a $50 bill in it. And when the guy flashes a blade, you say, "You want my money? Go get it." And you run in the other direction. And our teachers are like, "Yeah, write that down." And we're like, "Buy money clip? Engraved? Question mark?" And you go home and you ask your parents and you're like, "Hey, Dad, can I have a silver money clip with a $50 bill in it?" Don't worry, I'm only gonna throw it into the gutter and run away at the first sign of trouble. The man with the mustache told me to do it. Tip number 2, street smart. Shut up, you're all gonna die. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of his trunk. This was at 9 in the morning. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of his trunk. Don't panic. Once you get your bearings, find the carpet that covers the back of the tail light. You're gonna peel back the carpet and you're gonna make a little fist and you're going to punch out the tail light and you're going to stick your hand out and you're going to wave to oncoming motorists to let them know there's something hanky's going on. Tip number 3, street smarts. When a guy tries to grab you, you guys aren't going to be able to fight him off with fists. You kids have no upper body strength. And we're like, we know, but hey. So here's what you kids need to do. You kids need to fall on your backs and kick up at him with your little sneakers. That'll throw him off his rhythm. This is a big thing with Bittenbinder, throwing pedophiles off their rhythm. Now you've thrown him off his rhythm. He's not going to know what to do with 2 little sneakers coming at him. If the Lindbergh baby had steel-toed boots, he'd still be alive today. Yeah, Bittenbinder wasn't a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down kind of guy. He was more of a brush your teeth, boom, orange juice, that's life. Bittenbinder didn't want us to not get kidnapped. He wanted us to almost get kidnapped and fight off the guys in weird psych-out backroom Chicago violence. This is what he wanted to see on the news. We're here with 7-year-old John Mulaney, who fended off a kidnapper earlier today. How'd you do it, John? Well, thank you for asking. I used the Bittenbinder method. When I saw the perp approaching, I chewed up a tab of Alka-Seltzer that I carry with me at all times. This created a foaming at the mouth effect that made it appear as though I had rabies. Now I've thrown him off his rhythm. Then I reach into his jacket pocket where I've planted a gram of Coke and I go, "Whoa, what the hell is this?" And he goes, "That's not mine, I've never seen that before." And I go, "Well, too bad. It's in your jacket. Now you're doing 2 to 10. Your kids are going into social services." Now he's crying. Then I beat him over the torso with a telephone book, because as any good Chicago cop will tell you, phone books don't leave bruises. That was 7-year-old John Mulaney, currently being sued for police brutality. Bittenbinder told me things that haunt me to this day. One time he came to assembly and he told us, "Listen, when you get kidnapped," not if, when you get kidnapped, the guy where the guy grabs you. That in the biz, we call that the primary location. If your odds of coming back alive from the primary location are about 60%. Now, if you are taken to a secondary location, your odds of coming back alive are slim to none. I am 35, and I am terrified of secondary locations. If I'm at a place, I never want to be at another place. They'll be like, I'll be at a wedding, and they'll be like, "Hey, John, do you want to come to the hotel bar? We're going to get drinks, keep the party going." I'll be like, "Nah, sister, you're not getting me to no secondary location. You want it, go get it. Street smart, stay alert out there." I thought I was going to be murdered my entire childhood. People would come up to me and they'd be like, "Hey, John, what are your top 3 colleges?" And I'd be like, "Top 3 colleges?" I thought I'd be dead with my hand hanging out of a taillight by now.